Alright guys, first part of this weathering or chipping is going to be the turret, and the second part we'll do the hull. Basically you just need your assortment of various stiff brushes, small, large, toothpick, Q-tip. I've got some warm tap water in a jar, a rag, and that's about it. We'll do the turret first, do some minimal chipping there, rusting, and we'll do a lot more on the hull later on, and we'll cover a lot of different things as far as why we're doing it, what we're going to do afterwards. Alright, let's start with the hull, the turret. Okay, now that everything has dried for about an hour or so, what we're going to do is start some chipping. I'm going to start with the turret. Using a wide soft brush, I'm just going to wet the turret, not drenching it. We'll start one area at a time. For some of these larger impact holes, want to really chip those up, but around the edges here I want a worn look. I don't want it too chipped, but more of a worn appearance. So we'll let the water soak in, soften up the paint, and getting right down to the hairspray. Just going to use various paint brushes I have, stiff brushes, to chip and remove the paint. I'm going to wet the brush. And you can see it's starting to come off. Using a soft brush here, semi-soft, and I'm just going back and forth with it to try and get the paint off, but also make it look worn. I want the cast section, like the turret and the bow of the Sherman, I want those areas to be more worn than chipped. Okay, we'll do some larger chip areas and really wet that. Let it soak in. I've got these funky old brushes here. They're kind of stiff. They're cheap ones. What I do is, because the bristles are all mangled up, I'll just bounce it around, slowly removing the paint. Making sure the brush is nice and wet. You can also replicate scratches by rubbing it across. You can take a Q-tip that's been dampened, remove some of that paint and water that's on there. You can also use it to remove paint. You wet it. You can make it look like it's worn paint. This area is going to receive a lot of weathering, a lot of streaking. Also got a larger brush, and then I just stipple it on, removing some of the paint. I've got a smaller one, but also stiff. Can do the same thing. Just stipple it and slowly remove some paint. You can go back and hit it with a different brush. Dry that off. Here's one of my favorite brushes. I use this when I use the salt technique. Can really take off paint with that. Opposed to using the sponge technique, I like to use this.